So, for those of you who are like myself and Harry, who have children, it's often instructive and helpful to have a conversation as your kids become particularly teenagers about how they should talk to and how they should interact with law enforcement. I have told my children, number one, to be very courteous and respectful to police officers. Police officers have what I call a narrow but very deep authority. There's only certain things that they can get involved in, but if it falls under their police powers, they have a lot of discretion about who they arrest, and ultimately then that leads to the question of who gets charged. And kids and teenagers in particular are very easy to manipulate and very easy to lead and very easy to get to say things that are even not true, such as false confessions, which is a topic itself for another day. But I've cautioned my children about what to say to police officers. And what I've told my children is, first and foremost, is it a situation where they need help and they're going to a police officer? And my advice to them is always, if you need help, if you feel that you're in danger, or someone that you know is in danger, then yes, go to the police officer and tell them. Or is it a case where the police officer has come to you and he is now asking you as a 14 or 15-year-old, maybe about something that some of your friends did, or maybe something about something you did? I have told my kids over and over again to tell the police officer that they don't want to talk about that and talk to my parents. There's no absolute right for you as a parent to be present when your child is questioned.
That's sort of a myth that somehow has grown up, is that when the police officers come to the school, parents think they ought to be notified. And I understand that. I think they should be notified. But there's no legal requirement for that. And as a consequence, the officers can come to the school, talk to an individual about something that they think they've done, and the parents have absolutely no idea until they get a phone call from juvenile hall saying, your son's in custody, come pick him up. It's a terrible situation, but there's no obligation to tell the parents whatsoever.
I have had numerous cases where the defendant, who is a teenager, has been called out of class by the principal of the school, put into a conference room, put into an office, and when they walk into that office, the detective is sitting there waiting for them. And again, as a parent, you're not going to get notice. You're not going to get a heads up. That's why I routinely have this kind of discussion with my daughters, where if they're in a situation where they feel compelled or like they have to talk to a police officer, it's just say no. And I've explained to my children how the juvenile justice system works, and even if a police officer were to arrest a juvenile, as a parent, you would have quick access to that child. They would have a hearing very quickly. Ultimately, maybe spending 1 or 2 days in juvenile hall is a lot better than an arrest record that's going to be available to a college, or God forbid, a sex offense where a child has to register. So I think the most important thing is to teach your child to just say no when they're approached and questioned.
Absolutely.